Hi, everyone, and welcome to Shelley's Everyday Adventures. I'm once again going to be talking about retirement. Many of my friends are coming into that age or contemplating it. Some have actually already retired. And somebody pointed out that my last video was depressing, and I apologize for that. Looking at it, it was depressing, but it was true. Sad, but it's true. But today I want to talk about how hard retirement can be on a person mentally and emotionally. They don't talk about this, a lot of people hype it up. Oh, I'm retiring, or retirement's going to be wonderful. Nobody talks about the mental and emotional toll that a change of life that big can be. Um, a lot of people go through self-worth issues. They feel like they have nothing to get up for anymore. They've got nothing to do. They're not worth anything. And it causes emotional and mental trauma to them. A lot of people are not able to handle that big of a change. You go from the hustle and bustle of working and all the things, people counting on you and needing you, to retiring where you feel like, and it's not necessarily true, but you feel like you're not needed and you're not important anymore. You grieve your job just like you grieve your children growing up and moving out. Many of us do that. It took me a long time to get over the fact that, to get over empty nest syndrome. I have a tendency to hold on to things, and I'm sure there are many people out there that are like me. So not only are you growing old in America and all these things are piling up for you, as far as bills and things go, and excuse me, and the inflation and different things, but now you're dealing with the mental and emotional turmoil that it causes you from within. And your younger family members, your children, they may not understand. They're not in the stage of life that you're in. We all go through stages of life, and until you go through that stage, you don't fully comprehend the full impact of that stage. I can remember my mom telling me all the time, "You'll understand when you get to my age." And I thought, well, I can understand now. I'm not dumb. But as I've aged, understand more where she's coming from. So everybody thinks that people that haven't retired, they're like, I can't wait to retire. It's going to be wonderful. We're going to do all these things. All these things it's going to be wonderful. I never have to get up in the morning anymore. And sure, there are people out there that can handle that. There are people out there that look forward to that and they transition into it smoothly. But then there are people like me, and I'm sure some of you out there, who have a problem with the transition. Now, at first, it might be great. For the first couple months, you're thinking, this is awesome. I don't have anything that I need to do. Or there are the other people who find that they're working more now than they were when they were working. And what I mean by that is I've talked to a lot of people who say, I am busier now than I've ever been, even when I work. Well, these people that I've talked to are doing stuff with the grandkids or doing stuff with the friends or running their grandkids around, doing things like that. They're staying busy. And that's a good thing. You need to stay busy because if you don't stay busy, your mind will definitely suffer from that and it'll drag you down to a hole that will be hard to get out of. So my recommendation for retirement is to try to stay busy within reason. Always have a reason to get out of bed. I find that when I don't have a reason to get out of bed, things don't get done in my house. I have another friend, case in point. Her husband retired, and he said, when I retire, I'm going to do all these things around the house. He's fallen into the trap of not getting out of bed until noon and saying, I'll do that later. After all, I am retired. I'll have time to do that another time. And she said he never gets to it because it's a trap. So you got to be careful of those things with retirement. Yes, retirement can be fun. You should plan ahead for that as best you can. Some of us, as I spoke about in the previous video, it's not easy to set aside money and to plan for retirement for a lot of us. Um, some of us have, but we still don't have quite enough. And you will, you look at that and you think, can I ever really comfortably retire like some of my friends? And those are questions that I ask myself. Again, as I have stated in the previous video, I don't have a 401k or anything like that. So, my answer to that, and retirement looks different to everyone. So my answer to that is I call myself semi-retired. I have been what I would say semi-retired for probably 4 years now. Looking back, I'm not unhappy about it at all. Um, I am a dog groomer, so I have my own business and I choose my own hours, and I can take days off when I need them, whatever. And it works good for me and it brings in the extra money that I need. But I have a safety net that not everyone has, and that is I have a husband who is still working. He is working in a job that he absolutely loves now. For years, he worked in a job that he hated, and it was causing terrible physical side effects for him. He would shake, he was stressed. There were a lot of things going on with him, and we made the adjustment, and he's got this new job, and it is pays a little less than what his other job paid, but we make that up in the fact that he doesn't drive as far to work, so it's less wear and tear on the vehicle, less gas. The hours, he works from 6:30 to 3 every day instead of 6:30 to, he wouldn't get home until 5 o'clock. Not that 5 o'clock is late, but I'm just looking at the pros and cons. When you sit down to do anything, whether it's retire or do a job change, you should sit down and make a list of pros and cons. So we did that when we made that change. We made the change. He's happy. It wasn't a huge adjustment for us. And again, like I said, he's my safety net. He will have retirement from the state, and it won't be huge because he hasn't been there, 25 years, but he'll be vested, and we'll get a little bit from there. So that'll help with our Social Security. Um, so that's my safety net, and we joke that I'm semi-retired, so I do some traveling. I do that with my sister. Our house is paid for. We it's just the two of us, so we try to keep our bills low. I did mention again in the last video that my electric bill was $700 this month, which annoys the it just annoys me quite a bit because it really shouldn't be. There's just two of us. Again, I don't want to rehash that. But retirement, the crux of this video is retirement can be emotionally and mentally draining, and it can be for some people. And the key, I think, is to try to stay busy and remember, that you are important and that you do have a reason to get up every morning. My reason is, of course, my dog grooming. I have grandchildren. But again, a lot of people around you that are not in your situation, they're saying to you, oh, it's so wonderful. You're retired. You don't have anything to do all day. You can just do whatever you want. And then again, there comes the realization that doing whatever you want costs money, and being retired, not, not real lucrative as far as income goes. So there's a lot of things to keep in mind when you retire. I love all of you. If you have any suggestions, I'd love to hear them. If you have any comments to make, please leave them in the comment section. I'd love to have some dialogue with you guys and let me know how you're dealing with retirement. There's going to be more videos on this because it has really come to my heart to speak about it because I'm 59. I'm getting real close to retirement. I've been watching a lot of videos. There's conflicting, should you retire at 62? Should you wait till 65? You need to weigh out the pros and cons. And there are so many things really that you need to take into consideration. But one thing I will tell you, please don't be hard on yourself. If you are retired and you are suffering mentally or emotionally from being retired, please I pray that you will keep in mind that you are important and you can find things, to keep your day busy. Um, I have started crafting. Well, I've been crafting for a while, but I picked it up a little bit and I started myself a little Etsy shop. And I'm excited about that. It keeps me busy. It's been slow. I'm not going to lie to you. I'm not. Etsy is pretty saturated, so I think it's hard to be found on there. But my point is keep yourself busy, whether it's reading a book. You can volunteer at a library. You have a reason to get up every day. Do not let this be your story. Again, love all of you. Please leave a comment. And if you're not subscribed, please subscribe. It'll help the channel out a lot. And I hope to see you in the next video.